And it was just a whole bunch of little mistakes on both sides of the ball and special teams. And it was kind of like the decision makers in the game. Little plays that end up being a lot of yardage, a lot of taking away the yardage, especially in special teams. So, in the game, that's the little things, just the hidden yardage that you can take from the opponent. And, they won it, we didn't.
Is there any takeaways knowing you're able to move the ball pretty well there in the first half, although turnovers sort of derailing some things?
Yeah, definitely. You want to be able to move the ball in the first half. Turnovers kind of put the defense in bad situations a couple times. So other than that, though, offensively we had pretty much what we wanted. There was a couple plays where we didn't do, specifically the right thing, and it led to some big plays for the defense. And then, just us losing the yards. It was just the story of the game.
How have you seen Dylan sort of respond after what was a little bit of a rough game for him?
Yeah, he responded great. Even during the game, halftime, going back to second half, he responded great. After the game, he was a little down, of course, but at the end of the day, he's still Dylan. Came back in here energetic today, just as always, same guy. He didn't switch up, so it's always a great thing, especially for him. Just ready to bounce back and rebuild. I know he's looking forward to this Saturday.
What's the challenge of going all the way to West Virginia for a game? You guys didn't go in 2020, got COVIDed out, so you haven't been there. But what do you think that's going to be like this late in the season to have a road trip like that?
Yeah, definitely. Coaches kind of hit on it. They're saying that it's hard to win in West Virginia. Especially with me, the big thing that pops out is just the cold weather. I've watched some games of OU playing in West Virginia in the past, so I know the kind of atmosphere they bring, how loud it gets. The games have been respectively close. I've watched in the past, so it's going to be a dogfight. We're ready for it. At the end of the day, we just got to respond, especially since we're on the road. A lot of bad things can happen. Some will happen. So it's just about how we respond and just stick together as a team.
How did it feel, after a tough week at Iowa State, bouncing back this week, getting the ball a good amount of times and scoring that touchdown? Yeah,
it felt great. I kind of felt bad after the Iowa State game. Still came away with a win. It's the biggest importance of that game, but I just felt like I let the team down. But at the end of the day, to come back to the Baylor game, played how I did, just people talking to me, coaches, teammates, support staff, just people talking to me throughout the week, it definitely helped to play that game Saturday.
What have you seen from Eric Gray in the last year, just in terms of his development from last year, this year, with how consistent he's been, the offense the last few weeks? Just what is the biggest thing that sticks out to you there?
Yeah, that last year we definitely knew EG was pretty good. Sitting behind Kennedy Brooks is a great running back, and we always saw sparks, but for him to play this year, you can kind of see like the complete game. Which we couldn't really see last year, just the way they substituted the running backs out. But I love watching him run. I love blocking for him. Dude runs the ball hard. He always finds a way to make one guy miss, get the extra yardage. So it makes us stay in our box a little longer. But he has a complete game. I love watching him. I love blocking for him. I just love being out there with him.
Is that one of those things where he kind of just bet on himself going into this year, knowing turnover, all of those things, sitting behind Kennedy last year, just really coming in this year and trying to be the guy?
Yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure, going into the season, he knew he was going to be the guy. He was going to be the starting running back. And, we depend a lot on him. Run game opens up the pass game every game. He rushed for 171 against Kansas. And whenever he's rolling, the offense is rolling. So, as long as we're going, as long as he's going, we're going. And, the receivers, we're going to block for him. That's kind of what we're taught to do. And they hold us that standard pretty high.
Where does that chemistry between you and Dylan stand right now heading into that final stretch, after a few bumpy weeks and then finally getting one on track?
Yeah, it's great. They missed a couple of deep shots early on in the season. Dylan got hurt for a game and a half, so that hurt us too. But just for that last one to hit in Baylor, it felt great, just to get that back open. And I feel like it pumps up the whole team, especially the offense. Gives us some life, honestly. And, I think we're feeling good right now going to West Virginia, coming off a loss, tough football team, tough atmosphere, tough weather conditions, so we're just going to have to go out there and we're just going to play ball.
Marvin, take me back to Saturday. You guys had those 5 empty possessions in the first half, 3 picks, missed field goal in the 4th down. What was the mood like at halftime? Because you're only down 3 points. Coming out, I think you guys had the ball to start. And now I can't remember. No, they won the toss, yeah. So just wondering, second half, what was the mood like? And we can do this, or what was it like?
Yeah, I feel like the move was pretty good, honestly. At the end of the day, we were stopping ourselves. You said it best, a 4th and 1, which should have been converted, 3 picks. So at the end of the day, and 1 field goal, which could have been a 27-yard field goal, and we had a illegal, flag that turned into a 55-yard field goal. So, basically we're just stopping ourselves. So there was no, oh man, Baylor's beating us, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're just really looking at ourselves, looking internally, seeing what we had to fix, and just going out there and trying to fix it in the second half.
There was never like an uphill climb kind of feel to it or anything like that. You guys should have had confidence the whole way.
I wouldn't say so, at least not in the receiver group. We knew what we were doing. We knew the game plan. I feel like we went out there and produced pretty well. But as a unit, we were just shooting ourselves in the foot. There is no like, oh man, they're stopping this, they're stopping that. We're just shooting ourselves in the foot as an offense, and tips goes out to them for getting us, and turn the ball over. I mean, it's a hard thing. Defenses preach it, but I just feel like at halftime, we were just shooting ourselves in the foot. To be only down by 3 with 3 turnovers and a turnover on downs, basically 4 turnovers. I mean, that's pretty good.